Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to highlight a new palette that I bought at the drugstore. So it is a very inexpensive palette. It's actually under $10. So if you're looking for a palette that is more affordable but remains quality-wise very good, then I hope that this video will be helpful for you. As you can tell by the title, today we're going to be talking about this CATRICE palette. They come in different color stories. I bought the pure nude one because I prefer neutral shadows over any other color family, to be honest. If color is only pastels, very soft shades, that is the reason why I picked this color story up. And we will be talking about the formula. I'll show you a little demo of me applying it and then I'll give you my final thoughts, but I can already tell you that I really like this palette. I don't want this to be like, is it any good or not? Wait till the end. No, it is really good. I really enjoy it, but I want to tell you why I enjoy it. So let's get right into this little review. So firstly, I wanted to compare it actually to another one from CATRICE that I really like. This is the 5-in-a-Box mini eyeshadow palette. I really enjoy it because it is so small and compact. It looks very similar to Natasha Denona 5-pan palettes actually. I can't speak for the quality comparison differences because I do not own any Natasha eyeshadows. This is one of my favorite little palettes to bring with me when I want something that is super quick and easy. Or let's say I'll take a palette with me on vacation to my boyfriend's house that may be a little bit different, like more pastel pinky shades, but for a day where I may want something neutral, this is usually what I would pack. I really like it. It's handy and very useful to have. Let's talk about the size. As you can see, this one is a 5-pan, this one is an 8-pan palette, so you'll probably get more bang for your buck with this one. It is a little bit more expensive, maybe like $2 to $3 depending on where you're getting it, but you definitely have a little bit more variety. And if you find a color story that speaks to you, I think it really just comes down to how many shadows you want in your collection. The formula, I would say, is kind of similar, but there's something about this new palette that I feel like is a little bit smoother. These shadows, the matte ones, at first glance I thought that they were going to be like mattes with a sheen, like a satin. They don't look like fully matte in the pan. You can see which ones are the metallic ones. I thought that they were going to be a lot more satin, but I'm very pleased to say that it's kind of like before you play with them that they look a little bit more satiny, but once you start to play with them also in the pan, they just don't look like that anymore and they're true mattes. But they blend out and they work so easily. They're so smooth on the eyes, and this formula is still a little powdery, but I feel like it is less powdery than the 5-pan palette. I find these shadows so creamy and smooth. They are not chalky, not even this lighter like bone color. This is overall such a cohesive, nice little palette. I really enjoy it, and I just like these more in the middle kind of colors, nothing too warm, nothing too cool. So this is perfect when I want just a standard neutral brownish kind of makeup look. This is just so nice to have, and I feel like you can definitely build these up. Like, I noticed that even this lightest crease shade I can build up quite a lot. I also like that some of these shades come in a small pan and some come in a bigger pan, because I totally see myself using this crease shade quite a lot. But someone may say, oh, but I'm not going to use this taupey shade that much. So I like that it has a little bit of a variation. I think it looks more aesthetically pleasing this way. Longevity wise, these last on me like any other eyeshadow palette. Like, no matter if we're talking about K-beauty, Western makeup, high-end, low-end, these shadows last on my eyes like any other palette that I own. Keeping in mind how affordable it is, that is an extra point. I'm wearing it on my eyes right now, and this is the look you'll also see just now in the snippets. I started with this crease color and I applied it all into my crease. Then I went in with this darker brown to deepen it just a little bit, but I focused it mainly on the outer V, not too much in the crease. Then I took this beautiful gold shade and I applied it all over my lid. I did keep my inner corner untouched because I wanted to go in with this lightest color and highlight my inner corner, and I kind of dragged it upwards into my eyelid. And as usual, I had to smoke out, or let's say like set my eyeliner to make it even more long lasting. So I used the darkest shade for that, which it doesn't look like the darkest brown when you look at it in the pan, especially when you compare it to the 5 pan palette. You can see like this one is deeper. It's just the perfect color to softly smoke out the eyeliner. Now for my final thoughts, I'm very glad that I bought this palette because I'm someone who doesn't experiment too much with her eyeshadow. I like to keep everything soft and natural, so I don't go into crazy shades or crazy pigmented formulas. So the formulation in this palette is absolutely right for me. It's perfect. I really enjoy using this. It is easy. I always am satisfied with how my eye makeup looks. And if I had to recommend one or the other, I would say that this feels a little bit more smooth and less powdery, but that does not change anything about the quality of this. Like this one is still for like what I feel like $4, such an amazing little palette. And if you want less shadow because you just want a certain color story, because they do have different ones in this one as well. Let's say you want some warm eyeshadows, but you don't want to buy this size of a palette with warm shades, go with the 5 pan palette so you can experiment around with it a little bit. So I wouldn't recommend one over the other. I would say it really comes down to what you prefer. Right now, I'm a little bit more in love with this one simply because I have more options, because it has 3 eyeshadows more than this one. I will still reach for this one. This is still such a nice compact little palette to have and to carry around. It's not like we have a total winner. They're both winners, and even though this video is more focused on this one, I really still wanted to mention this because when you're at the CATRICE counter, you will probably see these 2 palettes, and also like their 10-pan palettes. Are they 10-pan? Or 12-pan. Very big palettes. I have not tried those, and when I swatched them, I wasn't really into them. These ones, if you see them and you're wondering if they're good to have, I would totally say try one. I hope you like them as much as I do. I really hope that this video, this little review, helped you out with your decision. So if it did and you did enjoy hanging out with me, then give me a thumbs up. It helps me out so much, and I would really love to see you in my next video. And until then, please take care of yourself, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!